Okay.
Got it all.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday.
I'm here.
Excellent.
We have no microphone today. We don't have a microphone
It's
today.
MIA, but you know what? I feel good about your projection ability.
Yeah.
Okay.
My preacher voice.
Professional.
Yes.
Exactly.
First, I apologize for last week. I said that if you were a group of cheetahs, you were an ambush. That's a group of tigers.
Oh.
It's an ambush. A group of
I've been
cheetahs.
walking around with the wrong information.
I know it. A group of cheetahs is a coalition.
Coalition.
Coalition. Let's begin with the pledge. The pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And of the things we think and say or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Okay, good to see you all here today on this beautiful day. Today is the 28th of October, the year 2025. It is the 301st day of the year. So the Badgers are 2-6 overall, 5 in the Big Ten.
But what are the Huskers? The who?
Never heard of them. Didn't know you were going to be here today. Gophers are 5-3 and 3-2. And what are the Huskers?
6-2.
6-2 altogether. How much? What in the Big Ten?
What?
What are
Oh, I don't know.
they? Well,
I'm not that.
that's the one that
helpful.
counts. Green Bay is 5-1-1. We're going to get stuck with that tie all year long. And the Vikings are 3-4.
Yeah.
Things you probably don't know, don't need to know, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Is it going to be accurate?
A quarter. Of course it is. Don't you be looking it up. A quarter. A quarter has 119 grooves on the edge. In case you were wondering how many grooves.
What's Google saying?
I think you should get a quarter and count it. This is
I haven't seen a
tough
quarter in a while.
groove. Holy moly. No birthdays this week. With your club anniversary, Phil, but Phil's not here. So
He's in a tree stand.
he's in a tree stand.
Texting me from the tree stand.
Really?
Hey,
He's-
hey, we have a birthday.
We do have a birthday. Oh, well, we'll come back, okay? Come back, you can do anniversary, guests. You must be Pam. All right. And who's with you?
This is River.
River. And how old are you today? Let me guess. You're 6.
That's her brother's age.
Oh, what's your age? 9? All right.
I guess 22. and I was like-
We're gonna sing happy birthday to you, but you have to stand up. Are you standing up yet? Come on up here. We'll sing happy birthday to you. And where's Ron? Help us out here. River.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear River. Happy birthday to you.
Wow, you didn't know that was gonna happen today, did you? Yeah, we didn't either. For those of you who keep up with what's going on in other places in the world, at Henry Vilas, there's an Ursine game, trading bears and remembering names. On Friday last, Grizzly sisters Ash and Lexi went to Lincoln Park in a truck, not a taxi.
That same day arrived about 1,200 pounds of polar bear who made the rounds. His name is Siku, and he'll make a splash, young and energetic. He likes things to smash. Don't go away. There's more up. There's more up. From Portland, we shall soon add beautiful Nora. So Barrett will have company for the months ahead, and maybe a fourth if we can get them ready. Thanks. That's what's happening.
Okay, so I am thinking, and I kind of thought this would happen, and where we were at, but the member minute today was Mark Olson, who is not here. Just a reminder to check the calendar to make sure that you are coming for the day that is your member minute day. And I am going to update the calendar. We have some new folks who joined us, so I'll add those member minutes towards the end of the calendar, but that will all be updated soon. Okay, so things we want to just bring up. A reminder about, well, not a reminder, an informational piece about the meeting on November the 18th. We're going to have a meeting where we basically do orientation to Rotary. So we've had some new members, we have had some questions, we have some folks who may have different traditions all within the Rotary spirit. So we're going to have a meeting without a guest speaker, but with lots of conversation about what Rotary is, what it does, why we do the things we do, etc. So that'll be happening on November the 18th. We are looking for someone to plan and help to make an awesome holiday party. So I am looking for a leader of the holiday party. So if you are interested in doing that, let me know. As the month creeps on, I will start reaching out to people and ask them. So if you have any interest, let me know. I'd appreciate that. And we are also, Aaron has graciously agreed to give us a little presentation today about every Rotarian every year. So if you could just, thank you so much.
To me, Aaron.
I did, but we did get it
Oh,
correct.
I'm like,
We're good.
10 at night, I'm like, why is there an emailing?
Shows you,
Did I miss doing something?
yeah, shows that it was a little last minute, but that's all right. We got it. So it's. The clicker, so work.
Ta-da.
There we go. See, it does work. We got the clicker. So as you know, November is foundation month, the big foundation, not our local foundation, the international foundation. So November is where we really push for giving to the international foundation. And I give a presentation usually at, this time of year to talk about why that's important, how our club benefits from giving to the international foundation. So I'll go through really quickly here, but let me know if you have any questions. So 50% of what you give to the annual fund share goes to the World Fund. So that's the worldwide programs for Rotary. Remember, this is the big international fund, not our local fund. Most of our local foundation dollars go to projects here in Sun Prairie. Sometimes we do an international project as part of the local foundation, but this is the international fund. So half of the money that you give goes to worldwide funding for grants and programs, things that Rotary does. And the other half goes to district grants. And as you know, we have received money back for projects that we've done in the community from district grants. And if you think of like the benches at the library that we did the van here at the Colonial Club some years back. We have some funding that Deb has secured for our Patrick Marsh project that's upcoming. And so part of that money that you're giving to the international fund does come back to the community in the form of grants and projects that we're doing. So why give? 50% of those contributions are making a difference around the world. So doing a lot of different projects, whether that's solar cookers or wells or sanitation, things that Rotary is doing. 50% is local to our district. And there's recognition for our club and for our members when you give. So for those that remember the Paul Harris Fellows, the pins that folks get, here's one on my badge. Many of you have them on your badge of when you give up to $1,000, then you receive recognition through the Paul Harris pin program. For us to be eligible for grants, this is really important. We have to have attendance of our officials at PETS. Many of you have heard about PETS, which is the president elect training seminar. So thank you, Rose. And so we need to send people there, which we do. We need to send someone to the grant administration program, which we do. We also need to hit, and that's why I'm up here today, is the $100 per capita of giving to the Rotary Foundation. And our club always makes it. In fact, we exceed that, but we don't want to get lax about that. We want to make sure that we are giving that $100 per capita per club member to the Rotary Foundation, the big foundation, not just local. And then we need to do well in our projects, meaning we need to complete what we say we're going to complete and complete the paperwork that's required for the grant so that we stay in good standing. So we need to do all of these things in order to get grants back to our community. So very important that we do that. So our club and where we stand, we have 37 active members in our club as of July 1st. The Rotary year is July 1st to June 30th. So as of July 1st, we sent into to Rotary International that we have 37 active members. We have 8 members that give every single year to every Rotarian every year, meaning they are consistently giving the $100 every single year, year over year. We also have sustaining members. So that's the 100 plus. And right now we stand at $43.41 per capita. So that is the most recent report that I just pulled. And so that's where we're at. Now we've got time all the way to the end of June. So we've got time, but just as kind of a good level set, November foundation month, kind of focusing on the foundation. This is where our club stands. That obviously needs to get up to the $100 by the end of the year, by the end of the fiscal year. And that's everything I've got. So yes, all hands are popping up. Teresa.
How do we give, Aaron?
We get Teresa would have that for sure. So you can do it a couple different ways, but the easiest is to just go to Rotary.com, not our local Rotary, the big international, so Rotary.org, I'm sorry. And you can sign up right on there and it says donate tab right at the top. You can set that up as a one-time donation or you can do it as a recurring, very easy to do. And so that's a way to do it. We've also facilitated that locally here. So Deb has been kind enough to do that. Where we hand a check and all of a sudden magic happens and it gets to the foundation. So I think she would prefer that you go to the website. It's the easiest way to do it. And so really easy to be able to give. So
I will do whatever's easiest for you. I'd rather you, if it's easiest to give me a check and tell me it's for every Rotarian every year, I will send it in. If that's easier for you. No worries, just let me know.
Yep.
And I do it through the website and they're very good at taking the money out.
I do as
Don't even notice.
I do it as well, and it is very easy.
They send you a nice little email to remind you that
They-
you took money out.
Yep, they send you an email, say yes, thank you for giving, and so each time. Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna say since it's November, if you've got some RMDs, that you need, and that has to go directly, not from you, that has to go more through the RMDs. It's, no, and, it's tax free, so. And that's how I do it.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. Any other questions? All right, let's give.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. So, Rich, you'd like to introduce our speaker? Rich is the mystery presenter today. I did not know who it was when I sent out my rather late email, so he identified himself this morning. So thank you, Rich.
The mask man. I met Pam when I was on the Navigators. You may have recognized her also. She was also a service bus self winner this year, and she has been online a couple of our meetings. And we are trying to twist her arm to join us. She's still just wondering that. But working with her through the Navigators, it's been she is the most positive individual I think I've met. Even when things didn't look well, she always found a way to find out the good in it. And she also is in so many different things that she's helped that I don't know them all and I couldn't name them all. But one of them is helping through people who have limb loss or limb difference. And she has a daughter that we met Riva. And she was going to hear her talk as she is now a nationwide, right? National? You're national or
I'm working with the national.
yeah, she's working with a national court to work with the information to get people to understand a little bit about limb loss and limb difference. With that, Pam and Ruth.
Well, thank you. I don't know where you would like me to stand. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so by day I work at Bank of Sun Prairie, and by all other evenings and whatnot, I am on the Business Education Board. I serve as the president for the Friends of the Neighborhood Navigators, which I was on with Rich. I volunteer all over the community with my kids. They go to Peace Lutheran or at Bethlehem Lutheran, where we go to church. So I'm in a lot of different things, and I'm honored to have been nominated as the Service Above Self winner. And I'm trying to be as active as I can with the Rotary, although there's a lot of other things I'm active with. And the one that we're here to talk about today is Limbitless Wisconsin. So River is my reason and my why today. Like you guys noted, it's her birthday, so she's really excited to be here and skipping school this morning. But River, being born 9 years ago, was born with a limb anomaly. So she was born with a shorter forearm on her left hand and one digit on her left hand. And unbeknownst to me, at 20 weeks, when they told me something would be different about her, 1 in every 1,700 kids is born with a limb anomaly, which is a lot less rare than what you would think. Right now, currently in the state of Wisconsin, we have about 113,000 individuals living with limb loss or limb difference in the state of Wisconsin. And that number grows every single day because we're an agricultural community. We are a community that people have to shovel their snow or plow their snow, and people unfortunately lose appendages in 2 different ways, right? So it could be that they're losing something because they're in an accident, and it could be something that's a natural loss, that's something that happened in utero. So we're going to talk about those things today, but thank you, River, for coming here and being here. So I also decided that I had my child in one of the pictures. I needed to show you all 3 of them. So I do have 3 kids, Jackson, River, and Caden. And that was just taken recently. So a little bit of River's backstory. So like I noted, at 20 weeks, we found out that there was something that was going to be different with River. We were already in the maternal medicine clinic, the high-risk pregnancy clinic, and they had no clue what to tell us. They sent us to Google. They said, you want to know what? Go home. We're not quite sure what's going on, but there's a couple of different ideas. Go ahead and Google them. Come back in 2 weeks. And if you still want to go through with the pregnancy, which you have the option to terminate, let us know in 2 weeks. Went home and started Googling the stuff that they told about us, and it was literally devastating. They told us that amniotic band syndrome was probably what caused her difference. Luckily it wasn't, but amniotic band syndrome is when your uterus linings just starts shedding like strings inside your uterus, and it starts castrating things inside the uterus. So it can wrap around fingers, toes, the umbilical cord. It can terminate the pregnancy on its own, can impact cleft palates. So all of these different things are running through my head, and I'm like, how am I supposed to sit here for 2 weeks and just wonder what's going on? So
luckily for us, we actually changed hospitals at like 34 weeks, which was absolutely crazy. And when we changed hospitals, 3 days before River was born, they called us and said, hey, we have another mom, and she has a kiddo who's 4, and we would love for you to meet them. And quite honestly, that was a game changer. I told her I wasn't going to cry today. But having that community is huge. That was like the difference for me between knowing that everything was going to be okay and worrying. Because for me, you're able to protect your kiddos and want to protect them. And here you're thinking inside your stomach is probably the easiest way to protect a child, right? And I had no control of that. So meeting Amy and Phoenix 3 days before River was born was the sense of relief that I needed to know that everything was just going to be fine, because there was a 4-year-old that was running around, that was vibrant, that had a personality, who was beautiful, and I knew that River was going to be the same. So 3 days later, River was born in the ambulance by the Sun Prairie EMS and fire department. And it was wild. I got home from work and realized that I was going into labor, and my water broke all within like 15 minutes and I couldn't move. And as we're driving past the Capitol, River is born and they're panicking. How did they tell me that my daughter would be born with a limb difference? But they didn't know that I already knew. So they're panicking, and poor Brett and Micah are, okay, we need to call a doctor. Like, something's going on. We need to get a hold of them. Like, what's wrong with her? And then I was like, oh my goodness, you don't know. So I had to tell them. For River, moving to the other hospital was a game changer. They had bought special instruments to try to help figure out the cause. They had all of this plan as to what was going to happen in the OB room with all this specialized equipment that they bought. So here I'm trying to convince Brett and Micah to not wipe off any amniotic fluid off of her, don't touch her. And they're like, we have to keep her warm. So unfortunately, all that beautiful testing equipment that they bought, they weren't able to use. But at the end of the day, it didn't really matter. You know, she's here, she's going to be the way that she was born, and ultimately she was going to be just fine. So if you ever see ambulance number 71 around town, the River is near and dear to her heart. So River, at going to Peace for all of that time for our daycare, when she transitioned from kindergarten and had to start going to a different daycare or day camp, it was a really big struggle for River. Getting into a different community of people who've never experienced somebody that was limb different before, who are constantly asking her and saying, like, why are you this way? What happened? Really kind of was pivotal for her. She came home every single day crying. She didn't want to go to camp. And she just felt so isolated and so alone. So River and I decided that we were going to throw a party, and that we were going to find every single limb different kiddo we knew, and we were going to have a party. And the moment we decided that, just everything seemed to fall into place. All of a sudden I'm walking into work, and all of a sudden Bill Schultz from the Miracle League's at work, and I'm like, who is that? I need to be introduced to him. And then Thane Westermeyer had heard that I was doing something and got Angel Park involved. And pretty soon, before you knew it, we were going to be having this party at Angel Park, and we had over 100 people show up the first time we had it. Ever since then, we've been having a party every single year, and our network continues to grow. So in 2022, nationally, limb loss and limb difference were kind of lumped together in statistical data. And because of that, now we're getting the limb loss and limb different community together. So it's not just individuals that are born like River, although River's got this cute core group of girls who all have limb differences that are very similar, and they're all the same age. So it's really cool that she's got these individuals from doing this gathering to be able to network with them and have friendships with them. Not only that, she's got this right here right in the corner is Phoenix with the pink. But she's got Phoenix, who when she first met when she was 4 is somebody that she can look up to all the way up to adults. And as we've been doing this, one of the things that I have like really noticed is that people from this community are very isolated. So just like River felt when she was going from kindergarten into 1st grade that summer, there's individuals in their 40s that until recently had never met another limb different individual ever in their lives. we just met up with another person over the weekend, and they're 12 and had never met another limb different individual either. And part of that is distance, right? Part of that is we all live really, really busy lifestyles, but you have to actively seek those people out if you want to connect with them. One of the things that I've learned going through this as well is, like, for example, farmers and other people in our community, when they have something tragic that happens, they don't worry about their own mental health and connecting with people. They have cows that they need to tend to, and they need to get back to doing the stuff that they're doing on the farm. And this last event that we had this year, we had an individual come who had an amputation from Cottage Grove, who was a farmer, and he showed up for the last 15 minutes because that's the only time frame he had to come along, and popped over, and luckily we were still there to connect with him. But the community is just so important to every single individual that's in this community, just like yourselves. If you didn't have someone that you could relate to, how would you feel? So River never ceases to amaze me. She continues to do amazing things. Bill and her have an unbelievable relationship from the Miracle League, and she has joined. There's so many other things that she's doing right now. Right now, she's learning how to do recorder at school, and luckily we were able to find another limb different family that had an adaptive recorder that allows her to still continue to play the notes. But every single day, there's something that I think that maybe she shouldn't be able to do or can't do, and she finds a way, which is the reason why we named her River. So ultimately, we named her River because we knew that no matter what challenges she faced, a river always finds its way and it forges its path. So that brings me to what Rich was talking about a little bit earlier. So in my quest for trying to find community when River was born, I stumbled across the Amputee Coalition. And when I stumbled across it, I thought to myself, well, it's an amputee coalition. It doesn't really fit the bill because River's not really an amputee. And it wasn't until this year that I realized that River had a natural amputation. So she does fit in that community. The Amputee Coalition is centered out of Washington, D.C., and we've partnered with them now because we are working in the state of Wisconsin to change insurance laws to help this community. Because there isn't that many individuals in this community, and because a lot of them don't speak up, there are times, and I'm sure River can attest, that she hides her hand. You know, she doesn't want people to notice if there's something different about her, even though being different is amazing and what makes all of us unique. But this past year, I got certified with the Amputee Coalition to be a certified lead advocate. And what that means is we've been talking to legislators and individuals from the community all over the state and working with their senators to help make insurance change. Right now in the state of Wisconsin, if you are in the limb-loss and limb-different community, insurance is only mandated to cover one prosthetic for your entire life, from the time you're 18 until the time you pass. So if you want to have a shower standing and you need a waterproof leg, you might not be able to have one. If you want to run, you're on your own. You need to find your own way to afford it. And that could be anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 to $60,000, depending upon what sort of apparatus you would need. So trying to help, because guess what? We don't all stay the same way. We all don't, you know, move through life the same. We grow, we flow, and this community of individuals really needs that support. And for me, River would love to do monkey bars. She would love to jump rope. She would love to be active and do all of the same things that kids in her class can do. And while she does them right now and does them a little bit differently, it's not the same. So there are different prosthetics that could be used to help her not only fit in, but do the same things that everyone else can do, but they're not covered by insurance. We'd have to have a nonprofit cover them, or we would have to fight insurance, or we would right now have to find a way to make sure that it's deemed medically necessary in order for her to be able to get those things. Some of the people that we've talked to fight for over a year just to be able to get the prosthetics that they need to live the quality of life that they'd like to have. So that's something that I'm currently working on this upcoming weekend. I'll be spending 8 hours with the Amputee Coalition getting a certificate to be a peer visitor. So essentially what that means is right now, one of the hospitals in town could call on me and they could have me come in and speak to another mom that's gone through something that like I have, or another parent. But being certified through the Amputee Coalition just allows them to just know and trust me a little bit more, that I can come in and speak on behalf of everyone in that community. So River and I this past year have had a lot of amazing things happen. In working with the Amputee Coalition, one of the things that their goal is, and I'll talk about this a little bit later too, is 28 by 28. So they want to have 28 states change legislation through a movement called So Everybody Can Move. And part of that is just creating awareness of things that are going on with people around them, with the limb loss and limb different community. In April, since 2010, it has been deemed that April is Limb Loss and Limb Difference Awareness Month. And nationally, they're trying to have every single state recognize that every single year to be able to raise awareness before the Paralympic Games come to LA in 2028. One thing that was really cool this summer that didn't happen that was supposed to happen, the first time that the Olympics and the Paralympic Nationals were supposed to happen together was supposed to happen in Milwaukee this summer. Unfortunately, they got rained out. But it's really cool to see how like the communities are coming together. So we actually did get the proclamation issued. Unfortunately, Mayor Esser at the time was just going to, I don't know, the Bahamas. Where were you going?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. So he wasn't able to be there with the changing of the guards, but it was really great for us to be able to get in front of the city administration. And then on top of that, it was really cool that Governor Evers was there and First Lady Kathy. They've now kind of developed a cute little relationship as well. My friend Ryan is in the middle as well. Ryan is limb different. He was born with a shorter arm as well. And he lives on the west side of Madison. And he has created a book and teaches and goes all over the nation, inspiring kids. He was actually at Northside Elementary School with Jillian this past year through a SPEF grant. So again, the 2020 or 28 by 28 mobility challenge is something that we're challenging every state to do and be part of, because the people in the limb loss and limb different community deserve the same rights as everyone else. Currently, if you were to injure your leg on one side and end up having an amputation, the amputation would be covered, don't get me wrong, but like if you tore your ACL in the other leg, you could have surgery all day long, right? You could get a surgery after surgery after surgery, it would be covered. But unfortunately, the moment that you have an amputation, all of that right goes away. So you don't have the same rights, which is really weird to say. You know, one of the things that people says to me, and I can't necessarily relate, but imagine if you only got one pair of shoes for the rest of your life. How would that make you feel? So again, the problem with that anyway is limited access and limited coverage, and insurance companies don't have to do things to make sure that prosthetics are covered. So what we're again trying to do in cooperation with the Amputee Coalition is disrupt the status quo and really create grassroots efforts within the state to make change. So we have started our movement, and Melissa Radcliffe has been amazing and is in the process of starting to write a bill that she's going to propose. Hopefully we'll hear about how that's going in the next month or so, but to help change insurance laws in the state of Wisconsin, which is going to be a tough battle for us. Right now with budgets and everything else, is there appetite for this to be able to be in the budget? Is it something that we're going to just be able to go after for private insurance and then have to come back after for government subsidized insurances later? We'll see what we can do, but the more individuals that speak up and say that this is a concern for them, the further we'll be able to be. So one of the things that we are doing here and preparing for is moving forward. What do we do next? And I think it was really cool that our motto in the state of Wisconsin is forward. And I looked it up yesterday just because I knew that was the motto, but I didn't know like when it came into fruition and why. But in 1851, Wisconsin adapted the state motto forward, symbolizing the state's continuous drive to be a national leader. So we're having our own forward event. So in April of this coming year, in partnership with Jamie Racine at the Sun Prairie School District, we're partnering with UW Health, Hanger Clinic, Ryan Hack with Different is Awesome, Amputee Coalition, So Everybody Can Move Wisconsin, and then the little cute little drawing is Living All Right, which is a friend of mine who got in a motorcycle accident in Milwaukee or Manitowoc last year, and because of an inattentive driver, she ended up losing her right arm and left arm and left leg. She's living all right right now. And she just is starting her platform as well for motivational speaking. She as well is a very positive influence. But what we are doing is we're going to continue to bring the limb loss and limb different community together in Sun Prairie. And we're going to move forward by fostering opportunities, resources, wellness, awareness, resilience, and determination. And what we are doing is we are going to have a resource fair for individuals in the limb loss community because they're not getting connected. We need to connect them somehow. We're going to have many inspirational conversations where people can take the stage for like 15 minutes at a time and share their story and empower others. And then we're getting together and partnering with one of the physical therapists at UW Health, and she is helping correlate a sports medicine clinic and adaptive sports fair. So we're going to have like adaptive yoga and do all these different things that people from the community are able and willing to do. Just to continue to bring Wisconsin forward and to bring this forward to everyone's mind. So that way we're, again, bringing that limb loss and limb difference community together. But yeah, that's about that in a nutshell. I could talk for days and hours, I'm sure. But I don't know, did you guys have any thoughts or questions? River, do you want to come up here? So if you had any questions, you could answer some. You like to keep it yeah.
So one of the things that I met with some doctors who are in this area that provide prosthetics, and they were talking about this legislation, and it turns out that they're, correct me if I'm wrong, they're actually not certified by the state. They don't have like a certification process like other professions do, and they were describing that, or discussing the idea that if they did get certified, it maybe would help make the argument to insurance companies for coverage. So I think I don't know if they're part of your campaign.
Yeah, you've met with Sean Fassler, I imagine. Yes. So Sean is leading So Everybody Can Move Wisconsin with me, and he had just joined the Limitless Wisconsin board.
That's
yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so Sean has more insight as to that side of things because River's never been to a prosthetist or orthotist. But Dr. Deanna Jewell from UW Health has like a limb loss and limb difference clinic. And she said there's ways around certain things, but you have to know the right people to code things the right way and to explain that things need to be covered in order for them to be covered. And she said it's an interesting battle, but you almost have to know the right people. So, great questions. Thank you so much.
On a different topic, how did trunk or treat go?
Oh, yes. Thank you guys for donating for Trunk or Treat, the candy for the Friends of the Neighborhood Navigators. They ended up combining efforts with the Optimists. So it was the Optimists, the Rotarians provided the candy, and then all of the friends, or not the friends, some of the friends had the car there, but Maureen and Lori are both Optimists and friends. So they kind of did dual things, but it was really cool to see the pictures. Unfortunately, with it being River's birthday, we never make it there, but thank you for donating. That was awesome.
Yeah, no.
And all that candy in front of my eye.
You wouldn't get it. Oh my God.
Thank you very much. All right, Dave.
All right,
Happy dollars.
couple things. The most, limitless, that is just a wonderful way to put that word together. Never thought of it that way, but it was fantastic. The most famous the most famous person with a difficult limb on television for years and years, and you never knew it. Remember who it is?
Yes, it was from MASH,
Yes. Remember his name?
the radio guy.
Gary Burbank. They call him Radar. He was, he had a bad hand and you never knew it. He doesn't hide it in public, but he needed to hide it on the show because everybody knew you wouldn't be in the Army if you have that limb. But how long was he on there? years and years and years ago. Nobody knew. And obviously nobody told us. Also, we didn't do, Rotary Moments this morning.
Did not.
So I have one.
Terrible.
Today, we're at the end of October, and October is polio month for us. And I know we all have, on occasion, a few couple coins in that thing that's back there. I don't know if it's there anymore. But I never use it because I use my one at home. So, Deb. I got some coins for you, okay?
Oh my God. Yeah, then the quarter, they're giving to Aaron.
Yeah.
I got counting.
All right, we're gonna tag team this. So do we have any other Rotary Moments? My apologies for getting for
I have a
forgetting
question
that.
for Dave. How many bumps are in that bag?
Oh, Bridges on the coins?
Yeah.
How many ridges are on the?
On the collective bag of coins.
Did you just?
Something times 119.
Oh,
Yeah.
I failed calculus. That's when I loved math until we got to calculus.
Any other Rotary Moments? My apologies for forgetting. Back to you.
Okay, now we're on to, did you have something you needed to say?
I'll do it as a.
Okay, yeah. So we'll start here. Rich?
Yeah, I got a couple of them here. Thanks.
You each get a free one. We have to wait over.
So you get to say what you're happy about. I have three of them here. One, thank you very much for coming, both of you. I appreciate that. It's something that we definitely don't think about every day, but thank you for helping us be aware of that. The other part is that I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. I'll be in Florida. Beautiful time of year. Humidity's low, weather's nice. And this one's not a so happy dollar that we're having our windows replaced. And it sounds like we got a lot of rot that we didn't know we had. And so it's going to be a little bit tired.
Yeah.
So 2 out of the 3 ain't bad.
Okay, now we're over here.
Two, one, yesterday I passed my certified fundraising executive exam. So happy that's over. I passed. Another thing is that I've been nominated for the Charles D. Ashley Award, so thank you. Very excited to be.
Just got back from a week in Arizona with my grandchildren and my daughter and son-in-law, and it was a wonderful trip.
Okay, so you can put me down for $1, don't put this thing fully down.
Okay.
My happy dollar is my Huskers are doing pretty good, and the volleyball team is playing Wisconsin on Halloween.
Ooh. Here?
Yeah,
Oh,
here.
really?
That would be a good match.
Oh, no.
Friday.
It's Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not like it's history.
I have 3 happy dollars. One, really good game for the Packers, Sunday night. So that was fun to watch. And then, yes, the volleyball is in Madison, and we're going to go to the game. I'm very excited about going to that match. Against the Nebraska, so I'm very excited about that. And then, I had a class meeting after the weekend. And, once you get past the 20th class reading or whatever, it's amazing how, we were supposed to have one during COVID, and then we didn't have it because of COVID, so it's actually been pending since I've seen my classmates, but it's really good to see everybody is in. So, I thought it was really good. That's it.
Nebraska and.
Yeah,
Nebraska's number one.
Nebraska's number one.
Yep.
Wisconsin was 7 or 8,
they won during the week, the last week, but they lost on the weekend, so I'm not sure what that did to their ratings, but they're still in the top 10.
They're still good.
And I think they beat Nebraska last year.
But it was a good game. I do have one other thing.
It's more about the football game on the 18th that we all worked. So, thanks to everybody who worked out or who helped out that day, there was 8 of us. We brought in a total of $1,362, considering the loss and the fact that the Badgers are doing so poorly. That was pretty good. We did, so those who worked the registers, Jen and Jen and Ann and Terry and whoever, you guys brought in over half of that just to the tips. People. So great job.
I thought there would have been more sorrow drowning.
Well, you have to have people in the stands to help.
They were sorrow drowning their sorrows in the bar.
Go somewhere else.
$2.25, $1 for the Packers. I hope they complimented Aaron Rodgers for doing a good job of training. And then the $1.25 was an unintentional investment that a tenant put this in put my operated washer, and as a result of that tenant putting in ordered with a few extra scratches, the landlord had to pay $125. Good return on investment, but I think this order should be put in trash somewhere.
You know, Ann.
So kind of a Rotary moment, but on the 18th, when we have our little get together, it isn't just, I know you said it wasn't just for new members, but I think we'll all learn something. I mean, I've been in Rotary almost 20 years and I still learn something almost every week. So please don't not come. Okay. It'll be fun. We'll all have share some stories. Okay. And River, happy birthday. I had to step out because my granddaughter is 3 today and they are in Hilton Head and she was FaceTiming me for me to tell her happy birthday. So I had to sneak away. So you share birthday with my little Anna.
So did you sing to her? You need to sing.
No, I'm not. But yeah, so it's a good day to have a birthday.
Hey, over there. Pam, want to stand and tell us what's going on and something you're happy about?
Well, I'm happy that it's her first birthday and that I've been blessed to be able to go on this journey with her for the last 9 years. Because if she wasn't here, I wouldn't be here myself. So.
This morning you said you was not happy that I was turning on because I was going up too fast.
If you like to stand up and you need to stand up and share if you want. Tell us what you're happy about today.
I'm happy about my birthday.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Okay, did we get everybody? Oh, here's one.
My happy dollar is that Patrick Marsh really has pulled me here this fall. I'm here because to try to stay on top of Aaron, to try to keep things moving, is really my job, and to try to get this over the hump. You know, and we're getting to a crunch time coming up, and we're hoping with everybody's efforts that we're going to make progress here. But also, I was able, because I'm back, I volunteered this fall to help my grandson who lives at my family farm, which I grew up at. And some of the buildings are in tough shape. And one of the things in Wisconsin is the loss of our barns is crazy, the amount that we're losing. And so with my help, we kind of went into the barn and we actually realized we think we can save our barn. And so that's what we've been working on this fall, from mortaring to putting up new beams and restructuring. And now he's liking it so much that it looks like we're gonna be doing a siding job on it. And he actually said the other day, he goes, you know, I think I'm gonna get myself a cat. We'll put it in here. You know? So, and I mean, this is where I grew up. I spent my entire youth, and just to be in the same place, you know, 50 some years later, you know, it's amazing. I gotta say, it's pretty heart touching.
All right. Yeah, got a couple. Happy birthday, River. And thank you very much to Pam for filling us in on some great information. Appreciate that. I want to thank you all for welcoming my grandson last week and for making that all work out. They are now safely in Ithaca. Everything went well. I've never seen so much luggage on a plane, stroller, car seat, pack and play, suitcase, another suitcase. Like, oh my God, we're like schlepping it all in. But they all made it there safely. Lily had her first day of work at her new job in person yesterday. It all went well. And it seems like Owen liked his daycare well enough, although it was 29 degrees yesterday. And, you know, LA to New York is no joke. So 29 degrees. So I'm glad they had a little pit stop in between for him to get used to it a little bit. And then I am also happy that it's almost the end of October because it is the absolute busiest month of the Y. We do our budget for the next year, and we do all of our performance reviews, and we have a quarterly business review. It just goes on and on and on, and it is just a very busy month. So I'm glad that it is wrapping up and almost done. So I'm glad for that. So thank you all. All right, I think we are up to raffle drawing. And naturally, the birthday girl gets to draw. Clearly, that's what we're gonna do.
I'm gonna tell you what
One,
numbers to
and then
read.
you're gonna read the last three numbers. Read it out.
693.
693.
Wrong answer.
Terrible job.
All right, we got. Close, but not quite. You can drown your sorrows. However, not going away without anything. So, voila. All right, and our little Rotary trivia for today. All right, here is something I did not know. There is something called the Rotary Rule of 85. It is a policy that allows a member to be exempt from the regular attendance requirements if the sum of their age and their years of Rotary membership equals 85 or more. To qualify, a member must be at least 65 years old, have a required total, and submit a formal written request to the club's board of directors for approval. This exemption is for attendance only and does not exempt the member from paying dues. Who knew? I don't know, rule of 85. There we go. So with that, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Jim's not here, so he got the.
Okay, I will get that.